That's a real big advantage of Missions of Madness is even if you're playing in a place that you're super familiar with, you're going to find little details.
Little things that you've never known before.
Exactly.
We've hit the ore field multiple times on the, they've got this nice, perfect parking spot.
Yeah.
That I'm sure is covered in ice right now. But when we're here, it's really neat. You see the little nooks and crannies of the city that you're in. And it kind of like pushes you to like look around and understand, what there is around you. Because you can't just stop on a sidewalk and do some of this stuff. You have to find a space.
And I see what you're saying. A space for the group to do their exercises.
Space for the group to do their exercises. Because part of this is about safety, part of it's about fun, but also part of it is being aware of how you're impacting the environment around you. And if you're just stopping and doing everything in like this, we're standing in the parking lot.
Watch your six, yeah, exactly.
If we stop and we just did everything in the middle of the sidewalk, we're going to force people to go around us.
We've had that too,
We've had that happen, and it's not a good thing. It's not a polite thing to do.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to look around and say, oh, we have to be at the Orpheum to do, our Missions Madness, and here we are. We find this parking lot, and look at this beautiful mural that we get to look at while we're doing our exercises, and we're building that team experience. It gives you another side of Flagstaff that you may not have seen.
You can't really see this mural as you drive by the way. So you have to be on foot, and that's a real big advantage of Missions of Madness is even if you're playing in a place that you're super familiar with, you're going to find little details.
Little things that you've never known before.
Exactly, because you're walking down alleys and you're going around corners that cars can't, and plus the situational awareness component is integrated into the game, so you're really you're taking a careful look around of your
this is a good Kim's moment. Keep in mind details where we could be sitting here after a workout and people could come around and they're like, what was the name on the piano for the mural? And you would think, there's a bunch of birds and piano and stuff, and it's the sound of flight.
Yeah.
And so you have to look at these things, and you have to look at the detail of what's around you. And on this other side, we have this beautiful architecture here, and it might be one of those things where it's like, how many landings were there?
For the fire escape.
For the fire escape.
How many doors on that side of the building? Yeah.
How many doors on that side of the building?
Oh, look, a bricked up window.
Bricked up window.
That's a good detail.
So,
what's the importance of situational awareness, since we're on that topic?
The importance of situational awareness is really, it's about your self-preservation, the preservation of those around you. It's knowing what is happening so that you can react or pivot or act appropriately given the situation.
Act appropriately, I like that. That's a great way to put it. Because you might be in a restaurant and you're concentrated on lunch and conversation, immediate conversation, but then something behind you happens that only one person sees, or something behind,
a waiter drops a plate or something like that,
or somebody comes in, or maybe there's something on the TV, or you overhear something. It's like, we could describe it as focusing without focusing, right? It's like being present
Being present when knowledgeable of the situation around you.
The situation around you.
So, like, for example, you know, we're walking downtown, there's a lot of cars, there's people. And how many people do you always ever see, especially during the warmer times, they're sitting here and they're like this, with their phone, and they're paying attention to nothing other than their phone. How easy is it for them to walk out into traffic.
Walk out into traffic,
easy-
and we can't even see, but the drivers are doing that too.
Yeah, some of the drivers are. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not, but you know they are.
Yeah, so, you know, walking into traffic or bumping into another individual, especially at a time like right now where it's cold, it's icy, it's snowy, you could easily cause somebody to slip
Yeah.
and injure them.
You can lose your
if you're-
footing. Yeah,
If you're not paying attention. You could do it to yourself.
you're right.
Yeah, so it's really, you know, everybody laughs when they see those videos online when somebody walks into a light pole.
Oh no.
And it's like, you know, you don't want to be that person. That's what some of the situational awareness is about.
Awesome. The weird thing about the phone is that it's the opposite of being present, right? You're looking at something that is not even in your environment right now. It doesn't really exist in your environment. And so many things are happening actually in your environment that you should be aware of. But I think we have sort of an insulation. Sometimes we don't think of our immediate surroundings as being as important as what's happening in our phone or out in the world or.
Oh yeah, everybody wants that
why is
dopamine dump from their phone. You know, they want to see that funny thing or something that piques their interest. And they don't want to be in the present necessarily often because it detracts them from that dopamine input that they will get from their phone.
Is that all it is? It's like avoiding their present, their current life, their surroundings, but for something more exciting.
It can be. It can be. I have seen people lost on Instagram just as much as I've seen people lost in a business call.
Oh,
so
that's a really good point.
Oftentimes, they're not finding the right, you know, place. They're not finding the right time in order to take care of those things, and they're putting themselves potentially at jeopardy in doing so.